formations. Hello everyone, I'm AEtienne, and welcome to this run of Omensight. I will immediately launch the... Oh, I forgot to delete my last save files. I launched in this difficulty. You have to be on this one of two difficulty, this one or the higher ones, to make a valid runs, because the other ones are too easy, so we decide to set up that at the rules for these games, for every single category. Thank you for the good luck. I will launch immediately the games because this cutscene doesn't count in the timer. The timer will be launched when we not gain control, but enter into the games. There is a way to skip this cutscene in the file of the games, but that can have some problems with the game itself. So we decide to let it, but yeah, we have to watch this entire cutscenes at every reset. That's kinda punishing when you messed up in these games, because as you will see, the speedruns was pretty well optimized since 2018, because this game was released in 2018. It's been a little bit more than 2 years, and this is games about, if you know the A Day Without Ending or Age of Tomorrow, or every movies that you have to redo the same day again and again and again and again to discover, for the main character, the protagonist, discover a way to save the world or to don't make a person die. We are exactly in the same situations, because we are in this world, in Euralia, where there is two factions, the Bulgarian Empire and the Redemption Resistance. I will just say the Empire and the Resistance, that will be easier to everyone to understand. So those two factions face each other for some reasons, power, money, and so on. But in these worlds, there is also a natural entity named the Godless Priestess, who gets murdered for some reasons, and because of that, and because she protects a huge seal that's block the return of the Avatar of the Void, that will be the end of the world. Immediately after this very first day, that will be the introduction and also the tutorial of the games. We called it the day 0, in fact. So I will launch the runs immediately. Although okay is good, yeah. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Oh damn! I forgot to. I forgot to block the sound of light split. Sorry about that. Because I have some weird time splits. Anyway, I hope that will not.
No, sir.
Just funny sounds when I split. Anyway, so in these games, the control. So we play the Harbinger, not the Messenger, because the Messenger is the French traduction of the La Messagère in French. Because I mainly play this game in French. Sorry about that. So the Harbinger, she's a mighty warrior with some energy, and there is a legend in this world, in Euralia, that's this warrior, the Harbinger, only appear when the war is about to end, but as many other protagonists in video games, the Harbinger is amnesic, so like Link in Breath of the Wild and so on. It's always useful, yeah, to discover the world and also your skills at the same time. So here I use light attacks and also the dodge. The B buttons is the dodge, and this is probably one of the most important mechanics to handle. You can dodge in every direction. That makes you huge iframes, like in Dark Souls, for example. But the problem is, if you dodge 3 times in a row, you will get, you are mainly out of stamina, you can say that like that, and you are very vulnerable for more than 1 second, and it's also very slow because it's block you at the same situations, at the same place for a very long time. So we definitely try to never do 3 dodge in a row, and to try to block enemy with hits and so on, because you can also interrupt enemy by attacking them and so on. So it's definitely a hack and slash and action RPG hack and slash games, because there is also some RPG things to do to upgrade your sword or your life bar and so on, as you will see. So yeah, and the objective is to discover who murdered the Godless Princess, to make some choice also, because as you see, assist to the death of 2 peoples in these introductions. That's Ludomir, the big bird, the big bear, I mean. It's also one of the greatest warrior of the resistance, and Draga, who's the general of the Bulgarian army. I'm sorry?
The land torn by war.
Do you say something?
We have to kill Tal Furla.
After 300
Daar
years,
die kom ik.
the great serpent Odin has returned to devour the world.
Ik kan niet dat joinen. Meryl de Bas.
Awakened to fight this threat, learned of the
Inderdaad,
goddess, of her
Ha,
role
I
in
know.
protecting
I
the
hear
land and of her murder.
Insta Sims in
This was no simple murder.
my back.
The immortal soul of the priestess always returns to the world.
So yeah, let's continue the story.
Not this
This cutscene explains us why the
world
priestess
has ended.
what
There
happens
is yet a
when
flicker
at the end of this tutorial
harbinger.
the world gets destroyed by Vodun, as I said, and because of that we have this witch, a witch or a weird voice who speak to us, who will be also the narrator of the story and also our guide for these games. So we will follow these instructions for the very beginning of this runs. Yeah,
Harbinger.
that's fine, Instasim. I was thinking you speaking to me anyway.
I cannot.
No problem. So we are here in front of the Tree of Life. That will allow us to come back in back in times and to redo the same day over and over and over to stop the apocalypse. So I will first of all immediately use the things I farmed to immediately upgrade my sword to deal more damage. Of course, that will be useful to make better fights. Level up, gaining my very first skills, and now I have the choice between the 2 persons I said because of the power. One of the power of the Harbinger is to save the people who are about to die, taking up their souls and allow you to come back to the times at the beginning of this day, at the very the last day of before the apocalypse. And I will choose Ludomir. Normally in a glitchless run, you have to choose Draga to unlock a very important things to progress in the games, named the Bulgarian Seal skip, named the Bulgarian Seal, I mean, but because we know we discover tricks in the speedruns, named the Bulgarian Seal skip, we can skip this entire first day that we are normally have to do with Draga, and because this day is contain one of the biggest auto-scroller of the runs, it saves us something like 60 minutes when we found that. So yeah, that was a huge discovery. That happens at the very beginning of the runs. So, oh my god, it was a very long loading. That happens sometimes. So, incoming with one of the most important technique in this run. Normally I have to do some fight here to allow Ludomir to help me to grab the sledge, but here by doing a certain combo to an enemy, light attack, heavy attack, or LHH, I can gain some high, and because I'm gaining some high, I still have my double jumps, so it's allowed to me to do a triple jump and skip the entire fight, and we will doing that a lot of the times. So let's open this door, because yeah, you need your mates, here it's Ludomir, to progress in many different ways in these games. So, also your mate have one of the most powerful, I have a very powerful skills on the top right, as you can see, a very powerful cooldown. I will use here to stun everyone, make this speeder destroy, oh, I've missed my triple jumps, there we go again. Oh my god, I missed it once again. Anyway, I will... Now there is too many enemies close to me, so... There we go. The sledge is pretty particular. Sometimes you don't grab it, but yeah, it's pretty weird. The borders are sleepy sometimes. That happens. I will speak later about my way to move, because yeah, it's different than just walking, because there is a better way to move. Let's try to... No, I will not... Oh damn, that's not going well. Anyway, I will just do it normally, because the enemy are too close from the wall here. Normally, you have to work like this. You just have to beat all of the enemy, and your mate Ludomir help you to jump. But here, I messed up. I'm not very accurate today. Anyways, that will be good. That will be better later. So come help me, Ludomir, to open this door. It's not a real marathon without some technical things going on. That's so true. Hence the better marathons. It's always better to have some issue at the beginnings, because of that we can be sure to don't have it later. So incoming the Pygarian seal skip that I said earlier. So I try to place myself not in this way to the sledge to make a triple jump storage. That's a different technique that I speak about. Okay. There we go. So by doing this combo, as I said before, in the ledge, for some weird reason, the ledge will keep my high if I don't move, if I don't change my angle, and because of that, I can infinitely gain high here, pass across this door, and skip this entire seal and the 16-minute autoscroller that I speak earlier. There we go.
Well.
So now I have to walk. So yeah, speaking about a way to move, as you can see, I use my dodge to move, but as I said, the third dodge is really slow and block you for something like 1.5 seconds. So yeah, that's a big problem. So the way to avoid that is first of all to just do two roll like this and walk, 2 roll, roll, 2 roll, walk, and so on and so on. But another way is to cancel the front jump with a jump, to cancel the jumps with a slash, to make it a jump slash, and to cancel the jump slash with another roll. So that's why we call this technique the jump slash cancel. It's definitely the fastest way to move in this game. It's a little bit more technical than just the 2 rolls, but it's pretty easy to do when you're used to it. Oh, damn it. So I have to fight some Murlocs from World of Warcraft here. This is the Cryptid, one of the enemy from the Void. Okay. I will just push them in this big... Oh, you will just use that, okay. I will just dodge that, use my Hadouken, ah no, I don't even have enough magic. There we go. Yeah, this guy has a lot of experience. This is why I farm most of my mana, as you see during the fight before. Because yeah, the energy bar works in a pretty interesting way. When you hit some enemies and do some action in a fight, you stack some mana, and when you have a full bar, you gain one energy ball. I mean, and you can use that in fights, definitely. And yeah, that's make you allowed to use pretty interesting skills, but you have to unlock them by level upping in the Tree of Life, as we said before. And the tricks I unlock at the very beginning of the day was the Hadouken, the energy ball. Pretty useful to deal with some enemy, because yeah, it's still a huge, good amount of damage. And also you can easily aim using that, because when you are during the aiming, that frees the time around you, so it's pretty easy to use. So we discover one of the most important, very important clue for all runs. Yeah, this is the main power of the Harbinger, the power of the Omensight, like the name of the game. Because being in a certain place allows you to see what happens in the past, and we just see here that the Emperor Indrik, the Emperor of the Pygarian Empire, was pretty cruel against the godless princess. So, we have some good clue. It's perhaps the murderer of the princess. And now that we have this clue, we can also use it to our mate to influence their decisions and change the way that the day will going on. So I really hope my English is on the point. So that's been a while I didn't. Just probably slow down a little bit when I'm speaking about things if I do some mistakes in my vocabulary.
Don't worry about any mistakes in English or anything like that. It's not my first language either. It's completely fine. Also, apologies about the intrusion earlier. I forgot my mic was muted, so I do apologize for that. But I've muted it now, so it's fine. Well, obviously not right now, but
that's happened to everyone. Even to me, sometimes I forgot to cut my stream when I read or something like that. That's always making some weird situations, especially about the sounds.
Yeah, it's not a marathon without some sort of technical issues. It's happened every time at InstaSpeedathon, pretty much, at this point. Without fail, there's been at least one issue, technically, with InstaSpeedathon every single year. It's been the exact same.
Ads will be finished to be good memes. Need that in some marathon. So, a new mate, Ratika, who also have a pretty interesting skill. That's the Ratika boost, who allow you to walk or run. I mean, it's very fast. That's pretty useful at this very beginning of this day, because I have to introduce myself into the Pigarian main place to meet Indrik, to see if it's him, the murderer. So this is why we go in this undertown. So I will just use my jump slash in this fight to deal with those flying guys, taking care to don't fall in the void, because it can happen pretty easily. Oh, damn it, I messed up my jump slash once again. So, thank you. There we go. Ah, that was a pretty good fight instead of the very last one. Anyway. So Ratika is the main leader of the resistance. So this is why we choose her here to meet Indrik and try to fight him. So that will be normally Indrik will be should be the second boss in a glitchless run, but here, because we skip an entire day and also an entire boss, that will be the first one. Oh, I'm pretty late. No, that's fine, because sometimes the enemy here can block me to skip this fights. So once again, we just skip a fight here. I will normally, there only once happens here, but I will just skip one over by doing the triple jumps. Once again. And this is it. Just a bath. So yeah, every runner of Omensight, we are not very, there is not a lot of speedrunner of Omensight, to be honest. We are something like 5 or 6, I think. More, 7 perhaps, I'm not sure. But yeah, everyone's pretty well known. Every single dialogue of this game. So I will use the Delay of Doom here to stun to block all of this enemy. Oh yeah, the second level up I made unlock one of my first skills, the Delay of Doom. If you know JoJo Bizarre Adventure, is definitely the Waldo from Dio. So you just stop the time for every enemy in a big area. So yeah, it's pretty cool to use, but also lose you a tiny bit of time. So I will try to don't use it too pretty often, but it's kinda useful, especially in fights. But in this fight, not very, because that will block the teleportation of many enemies, and I definitely don't want that, because oh no, I don't want to go in this area. Okay. I would like to make a combo with my Hadokens, but unfortunately that doesn't happen well. Oh, come on, don't touch me. Okay, you will teleport. After one hit, those guys often teleport, so you just have to take care about... Oh. There we go. And the last one. No, that was not the last one. Oh my god. No, that was a pretty huge damage here. Pretty huge knockback because Ratika hits at the same time with me. That was a good fight. Normally I take way more risk, to be honest. Even if I should take damage from an enemy or have a trade hit, I go for it. But I really want as much life bar as I want. If in any case I did a mistake in this boss, because dying in Indrik the Firebirds is a huge time lost. So I really don't want that to happen in the marathon. So in this boss is very scripted and very long. It's all about cycles, waiting this shield to explode. And the problem of the shield of Indrik, if the explosions deal also damage, so I really have to wait at good distance or also on the ground that the shield explode to jumps. But the problem to doing that, there we go, that's just what happens. Ratika can also hit at my own, instead of me, Ratika can also hit. And the problem is that Ratika deal way less damage than me, but every single hits on Indrik here will just rebuild the shield. So if Ratika hits, this is just a time lost. So yeah, that's pretty bad here. We just get bullied by Ratika, but anyway, just have to take care. You know, of course, if you fall in the lava, you're just dead. Oh damn! This is exactly what I want to block or hit from the big ball. I would just normally there is no problem here. The laser is not something really dangerous. Just have to jump during the laser and I just can jinx this entire aiming like that. There we go. That was Indrik. Sub 20 on Indrik, not too bad. We are 1 minute. For the moment, we are 1 minute slower than my PB, but that's normal because of the very bad first day with Ludomir. So here we go for some Metroidvania things. We just have to escape from this area before everything's... Oh my god, that was close. I messed up my double jumps. Huh. Fortunately, even if I die here, I don't have to redo the entire boss. And here we are. So one of the reasons that we do this day with Ratika is to unlock this seal, the Rodentian seal, the green seal. Normally we have to do exactly the same things for the Pigarian seal, the yellow seal. But here we also find a way to skip the door blocked by this seal later in the game. But the problem is to trigger the cutscenes. The next cutscene after this door, we have to make our mates pass this door too, and that's a huge problem. So because of that, even if we can skip this door, we don't found any way to trigger the cutscene needed for continue the progression of the game. So if somehow someone find a way to make our mates close to you after skipping this seal, that will be a huge time save because this entire day will be skipped. But yeah, for the moment we don't have this knowledge. Later, perhaps, with some new speedrunner of Omensight coming in the community, because yeah, it's a pretty great game to speedrun. There is, as you will see, there is many other techniques. There is way to move, optimization in the fights, many cool skips and so on. So I just level up, new skills, the grab. Grab is pretty useful, as you will see. If you like the things about, I don't know the name in English, the things of Dark Vador in Star Wars, when you grab someone on with the Force. It's typically the same things.
I do not doubt.
That's pretty useful too, to throw enemies.
The Emperor, we will see.
So I will use the Omensight on Draga this times, because the door that allow you to found the next Omensight, so the next big clue, will be found with Draga. So
Get out.
we showed Draga that Indrik was pretty cruel with the Godless Priestess. So instead of going on the battlefield like she do if you don't have the Omensight at this moment, she will go on the Temple of Yarborg, the main palace that we just quit the last day. So this day with Draga is yeah, full of movings. There is not a lot of fights, no skip, no nothing. It's probably the most annoying day in the speedruns, but also one of the hardest to optimize because it's a lot of optimization of some fights. And yeah, many fights are pretty important. It's pretty important to optimize the cooldown of your mates in fights. Here, so we are with Draga. So the power of Draga is the fire of Pigaria. It's a big area of effect around her, dealing tons of damage. But the problem is it's not as large as, for example, the shockwave of Ludomir. So yeah, you definitely have to find a way to group enemies during fights, and that can be a huge issue if you don't do that correctly. That can easily lose you times in some fights. So yeah.
Time is of the essence. I understand.
So I will just open this chest here to farm Umber. The Umber is the money of this game, so allow me to buy some upgrades in the tree. Normally I don't pick up too many Umber, but to be sure to don't die to the biggest run killer of this games, the last boss of this games, I will buy some extra life. Let's try to do a deathless run. That should be great. So I will use the fire of Pigaria just here. I will use my grab here to throw this enemy in this wall. Okay, there remains once here. Oh, damn it, I didn't grab the ledge correctly once again. Come on! Oh my god. This ledge is so weird. That's happened sometimes.
I should not question your wisdom, Harbinger.
So here we go. Once again, a lever to activate here. So about the game itself and the version that I use. Actually, I use the version 1.02 of Omensight because actually the triple jumps, the main things that I use for triple jump storage, for skipping many fights and so on, is patched in the definitive edition of the games, and also in the definitive edition of the game include the true ending of the games and many other patch in these games for many outer bounds that we found. But yeah, honestly, this version of the games, the 1.02, is so awesome to speedruns because yeah, most of the tricks are very consistent, to be honest, and loading times are way faster in 1.02 instead of the definitive editions. But the definitive editions is pretty insane to run to, especially for the true ending, because yeah, in this version the true ending of the game is not here. So we'll do the bad ending, of course. To do the true ending, you have to do way more day to find any different clue with any different with many different mates, fight way more bosses. That's taking 14 days instead of 7. We will only complete the game with 7 days here. I grabbed the ledge, that's bad. Let's lose me time. So I'm just speaking about how it's important to optimize the fire of Pigaria with Draga. This fight is definitely the definition of that, because as you will see, there is many enemies who will spawn here. I will first of all deal with many flying enemies, like that. And after I deal with 3 of those guys, like that, there will lots of enemies will spawn here. I will use the fire of Pigaria to deal as much damage as possible. And I will just build as mana as I can to deal Hadouken. And once again, no. He had the time to do a shockwave, so I just roll into it. So yeah, during the war you're totally invincible. Your hitbox doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, it's definitely Dark Souls-like. So you just have to roll at the certain timings when you see the enemy blink, definitely. So if you used to play something like Ultra Fighter 4 and you see something blink, yeah, you definitely have the... You should definitely have the reflex to doing that. No problem. So another way to trigger many dialogues against with your mates is just to jump slash them. That's pretty insane. Yeah, because the way to trigger a dialogue is exactly the same way to make a light attack. So it's somehow when you jump slash to a friend, that's activate the dialogue. That's pretty funny. And that's also pretty fast because sometimes if you are on the ground, you have to face in a good direction to activate the dialogue with your friends, but the good thing is that the jump slash is an area of effect things, so it's somehow easier to trigger dialogues with your friends by jump slashing them. So the next fight I will try to skip him. So let's try to doing that. There we go, perfect. But for the next one, I definitely have to doing it because it's not a ledge, but this will be a door. And for the door, I definitely need my mates. So I have to deal with this fight. So I will stand here, use the Fire of Pigaya to trigger the 2-barrel, dealing many damage to every single Murlocs. Obdraga will deal with those guys. She should finish the... No, she didn't finish it. You're too bad, General! Better, NG. Sometimes your ally is very on fire. They hits many times. And here I was hoping that Draga deal with this last enemy, but that was not the case. Hello, Strengthner. How are you, mate? Thank you for the good luck, by the way. I don't know if you're allowed, if I'm allowed to have a commentator right now, because if you want to join, but you probably don't have the link of the Discord, so yeah, that should be too hard. Because Satanic Nerd...
if you want to commentate, I can send the link to the Discord channel to someone.
Because yeah, there will be a big free times here after the sections. I was hoping those guards die. That's make me this dialogues going faster. But yeah, if you give a link to Satanic Nerd, is one of the most active runner of Omensight actually, discovering so many things with using engines this game. So if you want to join the commentaries, Satanic just ask to InstaSim. It's totally 100% okay to me. So let's activate the seal.
Yeah, so to the person who AEtienne was talking about, can you please go to the InstaSpeedathon Twitch channel, send me a direct message, and then I will...
I don't know if he's free to...
if he's on stream, if he's
not
on
of
stream,
course. We definitely have the time. I will just send him the... Normally the games will continue to run if I will just...
I think you have another run later on anyway, don't you? Like tomorrow.
Satanic Nerd, I think yes, I'm not sure.
Yeah, you have a Fury speedrun mode Fury run tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you want to count for tomorrow, then you can just send the link to.
That's me who have this friends. So yeah, Satanic Nerd will definitely found the Discord of the Discord of the InstaSpeedathon. He's on the bottom of the layout. That should be fine. But yeah, because that should be great to also have some explanation from him, because yeah, as I said, we discover a way to clip in these rooms, but the problem is we didn't find a way to trigger the cutscene we just saw. The cutscene that's Vera get murdered by, oh my god, that was not Indrik, that was Radika. So now we have a pretty important clue, the second Omensight. And we get some experience. You don't have the time? That's fine, thank you. That was just a propositions anyway. So yeah, he's one of the 3 persons who have a sub 130 in this game. That's a pretty great times for long moments. No, not one of the 3, one of the 4. I mean, I think we are 4 and 130 in this game. Yeah, we are 4. So I will just a little bit of calculations. Can I do 2 level up here? That will be close, but I think I will finish with 1,200 point of experience. 1,300, so it's fine. I will not upgrade, and here we go for the day 4 with Ludomir. So to be clear, around 80% of the run die in this day because it's full of very precise tricks, and yeah, many of my runs die here, to be honest. And yeah, I was speaking about the fact that we are on these versions. It's basically because of all of the tricks we just saw here, we'll just see here, I mean, in this day. This make these runs pretty insane to grind, and pretty interesting to grind too. So yeah, what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I have to speaking about that. The Pigarian seal skip that we did at the very beginning of this run, at 5 minutes of the run around, means we don't have the way to deal with door seals by the skips. And the problem is, in these prisons, because we have to come back in the prisons to find Ratica, there is a door seal with the Pigarian seals, and the only way to pass this door is to do a pretty big out of bounds, and probably, definitely the hardest trick of this runs. Oh my god. I'm not in the good mood today. There we go. So yeah, to deal a pretty big out of bounds, and because the camera is pretty scripted in these games, they will not follow the Harbinger, so you have to do all of that barely blindfolded. So sorry, I will don't speak for around 1 minute. 2, no, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 'Nope. Seems to be good. So I really don't have to don't fall here because I'm on some of the ladder out of bound of the games. So I do that slowly. Normally I was way faster here, but I really don't want to mess up, to don't get stuck here. There we go. So this is the out of bound I speak about. So it's pretty precise. It was found by a runner named Metoxy. That was very inconsistent. This is because of the tricks that Moonstaller, another speedrunner of these games, got the world record for. Have a pretty solid world record of 1 hour and 25 seconds, and was the absolute king of these runs for more than 8 months. So yeah, it's pretty crazy how they make this out of bounds consistent. But the biggest things found was by Satanic Nerd that is in the chat right now, by using some engines to modify the position of the camera by looking the code of the games and so on. We just found how this how the top of the area is the architecture of the top of the area, and right now by knowing it and by doing some precise movements, and jump and so on, we basically know how to deal with the stops without falling. So yeah, it's definitely the hardest tricks to learn in this runs. But there will be also other tricks, as you will see. No, I will get touched by this one, so I will use the shockwave of Ludomir and deal with those guys. That was pretty slow. Let's hope Ludomir don't get body blocked by those guys. That's fine. So that's pretty bizarre because I can pass this huge wall, but the problem is I'm get blocked to this door if I don't have the help of Ludomir. So I definitely have to do the fight we just saw earlier. Incoming the boss number 3 of this run, Ratika. So Ratika is a pretty it's a pretty dangerous fight, even if it's not too hard. If you know One Punch Man, if he's basically One Punch Rat, so because you don't have any iframes in these games, and Ratika will launch at you projectiles, always coming from this guitar. And the problem is when you have to hit Ratika, you are very close to her, and you can get hit by all of the projectiles at the same times, and that's will basically be a one hit KO. So she can deal tons of damage in an instant. So you have to be careful if you want to do a pretty clean Ratika, because she have I will wait here. I will don't do a oh damn it. I try to do it a little bit safer, but because I'm always used to YOLO Ratika every times. I'm not used to play it slower than that, slow than that. Oh, Ludomir cancel her. Cool. That was a pretty clean Ratika. And it's done. So now we're thinking we just beat the murderer of the godless priestess, but we're still in the middle of the bloody war, like say Ludomir. And we still have to understand how to block the apocalypse. I mean, how to block Voden, the bringer of the apocalypse. And for doing that, we will just help Ludomir once again. So I have to deal with those enemies. There is a way to grab this ledge here, even if we need the help of Ludomir, but the problem is we will get blocked by the next grid here. So this is why I'll help him. I will just open another chest here to farm more things. There we go. If I have, yeah, there should be enough for the chest, I think. Okay, I will use the. Yeah, that's fine. Sometimes that's only once only one fire interrupter is enough here. That was not the case anyway. I will go for some extra. Normally I don't pick up those one too, but I really want some extra life for Voden to be sure to don't anything stupid happens. Yeah, this very last boss is pretty scary, even for pretty skillful speedrunner. Okay, this is the monkey skip. Normally there is lots of fight here, but by doing a storage on this monkey statue, this is why it's called the monkey skip, I can grab the sledge and go through that. So now I just have to recover myself from this out of bounds. There we go. And I skip 2 fights with Ludomir here. So there is another skips possible after this one's named the skip that named by the new runner, the very last runner of Omensight happens arrive in the community, Keisa, and because he discovered these things to allow us to improve, to greatly improve the roll record, We call that the case escapes, but I will not make this very first ones because you have a chance to soft lock the games by making a thing named the Ludolock or the Ludomir lock. Because Ludomir is actually fighting in other placement of the level, there is a way that he don't come at us to activate the door behind this door, behind the door of the city. So this is why I will not do the skips. Allow me to grab the ledge we just saw at the right of the screens. So I just activate this this interrupter, reset the checkpoints because the checkpoints just load because I activate this trigger. That will re-trigger the same cutscenes we just saw, but this time with Ludomir on my side. And that's making sure that we will not get the Ludomir lock, so the stuff lock. So normally in the true speedruns, in an attempt we just try the case escape as I said, and hope we don't get the Ludomir skip. That's also kill many of my runs. But here, we are in a marathon, so I will not go for this risk. So I just have to deal with this fight, and Ludomir deal with it. It just helped me to grab here. But anyway, there is we will see the case escape in the day 2 because we can do the skips in another day, as we will see. I will take some extra amber. There we go. Once again.
There I is.
And there we go.
Was incredible. Why?
So I'm around. I'm behind 7,000 and 8,000 amber. So I will not go for the extra life for the moment. I will just upgrade my dash. That's pretty useful, yeah, because one of the last skills I unlock by leveling is dash. That saves a lot of time. This one, the dash.
Took me months.
So I just have to take care to don't get it here.
Damn you! Not here.
There we go. That was the day 4 with Ludomir. So as you see, there is a lot of stuff here. The prison skip, the monkey skip, many fight skips, many optimizations with the fights and so on. And the case skip that we didn't do. So yeah, lots of friends die here. Be sure of that. And once again, this is the end of the world, but not for everyone, because with our skills to come back in times, we can redo another try to save the world once again. So yeah, there is a timeline on the top of the screens. So we just go back in the morning. So we are in a low 120 pace actually. That's not bad, not bad at all. Low 121. I mean. This is Voden. With the voice of Sauron in the Lord of the Ring. I love the sound effect for the voice.
You are safe now at least.
So here we go. Let's upgrade the dash, and later I will upgrade my life bar to be sure to have the right to do mistakes on the very last boss. Because normally you do the games again and again, you do this day again and again with trying many situations. Because, oh yeah, I didn't speak about that, because as you probably saw, against each boss I have the choice at the very beginning of the fight by hitting him or using the Omensight. So you have the choice to spare, like for example Undertale, you have the choice to spare a boss or to just fight him. So you have to do the right decisions to influence the story itself. So for the moment I only decide to fight the boss to trigger the good decisions and make my way through the games. But there is one boss we have to spare to continue our way. So let's I will try once again to use the skill of Ratika to deal instantly with this fight. The skill of Ratika is pretty broken with the AV attack, because as you probably see, AV attacks stun enemies. So yeah, it's pretty broken. If you can, because if you are under the buff of Ratika and spam your AV attack, you'll basically stun lock every enemy. So now we have the the dash upgrade at the maximum, so we'll use that as often as possible. It's only have 2 seconds of cooldown, so yeah, it's pretty broken. So I can grab this ledge with a triple jumps once again, but with the triple jump glitch, but that's not useful because I have to use Ratika to trigger this this grid. There we go, so I will just let Ratika activate those things. Oh, he's not dead. There we go. This one is not dead too. I will put him here. Okay, just have to deal with this one now. Okay, fine. So once again, we will do the monkey skip that I speak about and that I did about. Let's hope everything will going well. For the moment, there is no fail for every skip that every big skip, every major skip that I do. Even if some fight skips didn't go very well. So let's make 1 storage, 2 storage, and I failed. And that's a death, the first one. I failed to grab the ledge in the diagonal. That's happened sometimes. I don't have the good angle. That's a good example. So how is coming when you don't do the things correctly? A way to do that safer is just to do free storage like that. And here I'm 100% sure I don't even have to grab the ledge. I'm 100% sure to land immediately on the good spot. I should do that in Marathon right now. Do a free storage is way safer. Because here I only do 2 to win times, but yeah, it's not a PB attempt or something. So once again, we will have to deal with this big bridge in front of the Rhodesian capital. So yeah, this game is such a beauty, to be honest. I'm a huge fan of this type of graphics. So I will with this tiny barrel here and watch in this direction because incoming the Kesa skip, the skip I didn't made during the last day. I will use my cursor with the mouse here to have the good angle, make a storage in this ledge, redo a triple jump and grab this. And there we go. And this one cannot softlock because actually Ratika doesn't fight. So she will appear just here. There we go. Now we'll go in this way. This way. And there is a fight happening here, but hey, I can just block the time with Zawaldo and do my triple jump as safer as I can. And incoming the reason why I have to do this day with Ludomir earlier, to unlock this purple seal, the Vera seal, to have the access to the last Omensight of the game, of the run.
Wait, how did you do that?
How did you do that?
You are a supernatural being.
And we are in a 1:31, in a 1:21.5 pace right now. That's such a good pace, to be honest, for marathon run. A pretty good pace. To be honest, I'm not. I will never be grinding the Omensight any % anymore, because I optimize my PB in such. I'm so satisfied about my PB right now that I probably will never grind Omensight any % anymore. we just do it for the fans, for the marathon, or do some low percent. Low percent is also a pretty insane category in Omensight, because low percent means you have to do this run, it's exactly the same run, without any level up and without any upgrade. So, with a very tiny life bar, without other con, with just you, your blade, and your skill. That's pretty insane to do. Pretty hard. It's probably the hardest run possible in Omensight. And yeah, it's pretty insane to grind too. So, intermissions, because here Voldens block us during your return or back in time. So I have to... Okay, this is this guy. This guy, the Black Murlocs, have a lot of HP. Tons of HP. So I really try to grab them. Okay. There we go. To grab them and use the skill I just used. That's the quick draw. The quick draw uses 2 balls of energy, and that's an instant kill against those guys. Oh no! I touched the laser. That's bad. Okay, I will use the grab here to put him here. Instant kill him. Continue to farm. Let's do this safe by using the delay of doom. Instant kill this guy and remain this one. That was a pretty good fight. Normally you try to fight as close as possible to the ledge on the top of the screen to push the Murlocs in the void, but setuping that sometimes costs you times. So when I saw I can go for just try to kill them as fast as possible just by doing throw with my grab and instant kill by farming many mana by eating most of the enemies as fast as I can. That's also pretty fast. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about this fight. Incoming the first and the only day we will do in company of Indrik, the Emperor of Pigaria, because right now with the last Omensight we found, we know that, oh my god, there is a conspiration. There is a conspiration inside the Renaissance and the Empire, whose people are some cultists who just make Voden a divinity. So they admire the void and so on.
Let us find Ratika.
And now we inform that because we have the ability to share our visions with other people. We inform that to the Emperor, Indrik, the Emperor of Pigaria. Oh my god, what was this throw? Serious game? Why did you aim the top of the wall? Anyway, yeah, and because of that, Indrik said, "Oh my god, the world is in danger because if the void is released, we will all be dead in the end of the day. So it's very important to make peace with the resistance." So this is why you will go to find Ratika in the prison, and this is the only boss we will spare, of course, to make the story continue. I will block the time here to block this guy to activate the lever. And a very important things in these games, there is some... Oh, right. There we go. This guy, the sorcerer here, can summon enemies, and I really don't want like that, and I really don't want that to happen, and that's happened because I'm too slow. That's my main problem in this game, I'm too slow. Die! So the fight begins to be pretty... The fight begins to be pretty dangerous at this moment because you can get hit by many different ways. And also in this room particularly, the camera is pretty close to you, so that can be a problem. But anyway, that was fine. I didn't take too many damage, and there is also only one very dangerous fight here. To prevent a softlock named Indrik softlock, here I will just wait him. Normally I can go through, activate the next lever, but that's pretty dangerous and it gets softlock the game, so to be sure that's not happens. I will just go for it. To be honest, those in the definitive edition of the games, all of this softlock, bugs and so on that can happen are patched. So this game is pretty solid, to be honest. In definitive edition, I mean. In these versions, we're still finding, especially Satanic Nerd, we're still finding so many funny stuff. That's what also makes this one great to speedrun. So here we just do a piece with all of the resistance in the prisons. Come here, my little friend Hendrik. So excuse me, but because I probably speak too much when I. Thank you. Yep. Sorry. I was so 30. I'm not used to speak in the in an Omensight speedrun because it's probably one of the run I grind the most. I was grinding the most, I mean. And I'm so concentrated when I play these ones because I really want to push myself as far as possible when I speedrun this one, instead of speedrunning other things like Fury, like Pokemon and so on. So yeah, I normally never speak in this run, but yeah, it's pretty great to speak about the lore of the world in Omensight. By the way, this game happens in the world of another game named Stories: Path of Destiny. It's in the same world with the same developer, of course. So yeah, and they are pretty well made design. I don't even remember how we call that when some mixes with humans on animals, because yeah, Indrik is definitely a falcon, Bratica is a rat, Ludomir is a bear, but they are all human animals, and that there is a name for that, like Star Fox, for example, and I never remember how we call that. I like those type of design. So incoming, yeah, a pretty interesting skip, because this will be a boss skips, nearly the same things that we did for the Pegalian Seal skips, but in a different way. So it's the Ludomir skip. As you probably expect, as I said, we do the same day again and again and again and again and again. And because of that, at the beginning of this day, we didn't begin the day with Ludomir. And like, if you don't influence Ludomir with the Omensight, he's still thinking that Indrik is the murderer of Vera. So that's a problem, because we are with Indrik, so we have to fight Ludomir because of that. And die. Anthropomorphism. Thank you, Satanic Nerd. Is that? Yeah, I like this type of design. For Star Fox, for example. Yeah, sometimes lever are not very useful to use. Lever will be your biggest enemy in this game. We love our levers. Bratica said. Oh, can I have an instant kill? Thank you.
The inner temple is not far now. You should not linger.
That was a pretty good fight. So, incoming the Ludomir skip. So the thing is, as I said, the camera is very scripted in this game. They don't follow your character, but then follow your path in some way. So this is why normally when you did the boss that I will do right now, Indrik follow us and make a bridge across a very big, the very big area behind this door in the back. But we will skip this door to skip this boss and use the platforming things we do at the very beginning of this run. But the problem is the camera, because we normally shouldn't be walk in this way. The camera will not follow you, so you have to do all of this thing blindfolded. So I will just adjust my angle here, do the storage to jump across the door. For example, for the skips, I'm so slow instead of, for example, Satanic Nerd or Overrunners. I'm always afraid to fall here somehow. There we go. So that's what normally here we have a cutscene with Indrik making a bridge, like Draga did earlier in the games, in the run. But he's not here because he's actually busy by fighting Ludomir. So I just have to triple jump here, grab this ledge, and do all of these platformings without camera. So let's hope everything is going well. Okay, just check I'm on the good position. There we go, perfect. And that skip this entire fight, saving us around 45 seconds, I think. So it's pretty great. And guess what? You see the life bar of Ludomir, that's normally a boss life bar. The problem is the game will never unload this bar because we don't do the fight, so we'll keep it until the end of the run. Yeah, that's pretty funny. And there we go. Once again, it's a fight, and Indrik is here, perfect. So this one is pretty dangerous because there is a lot of explosive barrel. Oh, nice one. Okay, kill him. Waiting for the other murlocs, dodge this one. I really don't want to jump into all of these murlocs with the two big sharks around. There we go. That was a good fight. Come on, Indrik, my friends. There we go. So, that was the day with Indrik. Pretty well made, I think. Pretty well made. Pretty good. Nothing goes really wrong. Instead of the very first fight in front of the prison, because the barrel fly in some way. I don't know how, but anyway. And we got one of the most important things in the room for completing this quest is the Claden Seal. So yeah, because Indrik made the peace with Ratika, Ratika say, hey, I know where is the Master Sword of this world to beat Voden, so the name is Claden, so it's basically the Master Sword. And the way to go into the dimension where is Voden is to use the Claden Seal on the Master Sword to go into the dimension of Voden and beat Voden before he make the apocalypse, like right now. Claden Seal. And here we go for the very last day of this runs and the very last 15 minutes of this runs. At this moment, when you are in PB pace, when you are in a good pace, Witchy, okay, remain some pretty hard skips and remain the pretty hard fight and the hardest boss fight of the run. So you are pretty concentrate. But here we just we'll just do some cool stuff. I forgot to split, by the way. Anyway, let's take some extra life to be sure. Oh, come on. There we go. Took a little extension for my life bar because yeah, there is some dangerous fight here. And here we go for the very last day of the run. For the moment, we are in the slow 1:22 pace, so that's totally fine. Losing 8 minutes on this very last day, it's definitely something that not happened to me since a very long time. That's happened to me sometimes when I really get stuck for some reason against Voden, the very last boss. So once again, we will use the Omensight on our friend Ludomir. And now that he knows there is a conspiracy, he will try to help us to find Claden. Coming back to the forest, and we will go back to the tree to show Ludomir the place, where the vision's going to go in place, to make him believe us. I will skip a dialogue here by using the attack of Ludomir, making him teleporting it to me and skip an entire dialogue. It's pretty useful. There is also some cutscene where Ludomir tried to help us to grab this ledge, but I can do it myself but with a triple jump. Attack here, doing that here, and everything is good. I took some damage because of a barrel, but that's not a problem, to be honest. What's happened? What? Oh my god! It's been a while I didn't saw that. You have the time to make him in positions that activate the cutscene behind me. Pretty insane. Here I don't need to do the monkey skip that I did some days before, because there is no fight in this bridge. So yeah, that's not useful. Once again, I will just teleport to Ludomir to win times. Grab some ledge, going here. And I redo the same things as I did on the day 4 by reloading a checkpoint to teleport to Ludomir close to me. I can also try to do the Kesa skip here just for fun, but well, that's not a good idea. There we go. No, that's not what I want to do. Anyway, let's do another. Let's do the skip in this situation. There we go. This is the one I didn't do earlier in the run, but now Ludomir is not in the fight, so normally he will not lock. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, wrong way. I forgot we are already in the last day. I'm not concentrate. There we go. So once again, dash, another dash here, and over here, a delay of doom to cancel all of this enemy here. And there we go. So after that, Ludomir we will have to follow Ludomir in the... Oh, come on, there we go. There we go. We'll have to follow Ludomir to find Claden, the master sword of this games. And when we found it, we already have the Claden seal. As that's why I did the day with Hendrik earlier. And we will that will allow us to teleport ourselves to the very last level of this game for the bad ending. Because as I said, if you buy Omensight and do play the definitive edition of the game, there is also a true ending to unlock. Pretty insane to follow. That I will not spoil in these games, in this runs. I will not spoil it because yeah, this game is have an awesome story. But before that, do you remember the prison skip, guys? As I said, that's probably one of the... Ah, damn it, once again I made a mistake. That's probably one of the hardest tricks of the games, and we have to redo it here because we still don't have the Pigarian seal, and there is still a door here that will block us if I don't do the skips. So let's do it. Okay. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Come on, let's keep moving.
Nope. Failed again. There we go. I'm on the good ledge this one. Okay. A failed. Or did I fall behind the door? Oh no, that should be fine. Okay, just have to make the good angle here. And there we go. Yeah, it's just practice, to be honest, the skip. Even I think every single speedrunner in the community have a different way to deal with this, with the flippy skippy that we called it in the community, this prison skip. For example, I think Satanic Nerd in the chat only do 12. Me, I do 13s, as you see. I do an extra one after the 12 ones. I think Moonstaller, who's also got the world record before me, do 11s only with a different angle. So yeah, there is so many different setup for this one.
Just close your eyes and jump.
Okay, and here we go. So incoming probably the if we don't count oh come on if we don't count the last fight, the boss fight, this will be the hardest classic fight of the run, because we are in a pretty restricted area with two big sharks and many enemies with a lot of HP. So I have to be really careful at this moment. Oh damn it! I made this mistakes once again. There we go for backup strat. I use the power of Ludomir too early. That's happened to me sometime. Ouch! Okay. Ah. I don't want to die. Ludomir, help me. Thank you. This is exactly the reason why I took some extra life for this last day. For example, for this fight. I should be dead. I should be dead if I don't got some extra life. Uh-oh. This way.
My vision's not what it used to be, unless I'm seeing double. But this is the same sort.
You got Moonstar emotes?
It has to be.
Nice.
Huh?
Nice, Satanic Nerd.
It's reacting to you. It didn't do that to me.
So let's activate the Claden Shield.
Sure.
And here we go for the last level of the game.
I hate fish. What's going on, mate?
What's going on, mate? And... come on. Yeah, the space is not too bad. Not too bad at all. So Satanic Nerd, you have to do the corner jump. there is a stupid jump here, stupidly difficult. Win you 2 seconds, lose you 15 seconds. I will go for it because it was discovered by Tricro, the super moderator of the game. Ah, I made it! Woohoo! 2 seconds wins. So yeah, normally you have to use the 2 extra platforms around here, but there is a shortcuts with a very long double jump you can do, as I do. Win you a little bit of time, but it's an instant death if, of course, if you failed it. Okay. Take care here to don't land onto an enemy. Yeah, 2 seconds! A little bit more than 2 seconds, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, it's around 2 seconds. So yeah, by the way, all of my skills are blocked in this... even my jump slash are... as you see, my sword it was destroyed when I go into this distortion world. And I can't even dash. Even better, yeah. I don't even do this tricky corner jump in the world record. So yeah, this is the way to upgrade. This is a way to upgrade to do a better record, to do a better time in Omensight. Do the corner jump in a very huge run. But it's pretty tricky, and I'm not 100% on it. So. But a little bit of training or a good setup, perhaps. So we got Cladden, the Master Sword, and now we have the mighty power of one-shotting every enemies. Oh damn it, that's hurt, and the poison hurts too. So just have to be careful to don't get hit by those lasers. One hit KO him. Stun him. Oh, damn it. Okay. Remains one. Where are you, my friend? Here we go.
As you fight, Harbinger,
and there we go!
I have watched Odin use fear.
Let me introduce you the biggest run killer, after the previous clip of course,
Make Odin doubt.
of this game and of this run, especially in low percent, Voden! Voden phase 1. Because this area is pretty unstable, and you can easily fall and instantly die because of that, but fortunately we discover a pretty good setup to dealing with him. Instantly dash to him, make Zawaldo to stop the time, and deal easily with this first phase. Deal with this barrel, double jump extra here, that's fine. He will not come back. So I will take my time and deal with some extra Murloc. Oh damn it. I'm probably dead right now. Because of that, you have to doing that to make Voden come back. Okay. Shoot, please. Thank you. Okay. We'll go for some extra Murloc. That's pretty monkey ass at this moment. There we go. If I took an extra hit, that will be problematic, so I'm just waiting. There we go. That's perfect. Making me in the good positions to... I will just kill myself intentionally here to recover all of my life, because that's activated checkpoints. And this is a little bit faster and safer than just use the pot here to redo all of the things. The good things about killing yourself in this version of the games and in this fight, that's triggered a pretty interesting glitch, because right now Cladden is invisible. You see, I don't have any sword. That's just a graphic bug, I still have my sword. This graphic bug is pretty funny. Where are you, Voden? You're here. The second phase is just a joke, it's not difficult at all. Just have to be careful to don't get blocked in somehow by a projectile like that. And there we go. And incoming Voden 3. So Voden 3 is so easy that Satanictor was the first... Oh my god, what was that? Satanictor was the first man who made this last phase blindfolded. Because as you will see, there is a pretty easy way to deal with him with a good angle and a good timing. And I failed it, so I have to do the fight normally. Normally there is a way to... Oh, did I... No, I didn't. Normally there is a trick named the Voden Lock that allow you to stun lock Voden at the very beginning of the fight. unfortunately I didn't made it, so I have to do the fight in the classic way. And that's it. And time. Oh, that's my high-speed voice. Sorry about that. So yeah, that's sub 123. That's pretty good times.
Yep, so 122.43.2 there. Now, for people watching the stream, you would have noticed that I ended the timer before I said time on the stream because I'm listening to it on Discord on my MacBook, so I'm listening to it in real time. So for anybody who is confused, I did start it a little bit earlier before the actual run itself started and ended it, hopefully in the correct time space, just for anybody who might be confused about that. And that's how I'll be doing all the runs from now on.
I have nearly the same times on my hands because I was splitting everything. So.
Yeah, that's fine. That's no worries at all. What time did you get on your lives?
1 second more, but with a low 4:45, but that's nearly the same things. So yeah, this is the bad ending of Omensight. So this is it for this. It's a pretty awesome games. We are still pretty active in the Discord, even if some people already move on. In other games, especially in there is many runner of Hollow Knight in the community of Omensight, so like Satanic Nerd or Monster. And also the documentation of all of the scripts you just saw was made by Motoxy in video tutorial with a big guide. So even if we are not so active, there is you have everything you need to the page of speedrun.com of Omensight if you want to bring this game and try to speedrun it. It's also pretty easy if you don't patch it with Steam's commands. There is also a tutorial made by Motoxy. So yeah, a pretty damn good run and a pretty damn good game if you like hack and slash and action adventure and be a Jedi to say simply. So yeah, that's all for me. So I think we can move on.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I am pronouncing your name correctly. IEtienne, isn't it? Or am I pronouncing it wrong?
Yeah, you pronounce it correctly. IEtienne, AEtienne, or anything you.
AEtienne.
I got every single pronunciations, but. Yeah, it's nearly the same thing in French, so no problem.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, thank you very much for the run. That was quite a lot of fun, actually, to watch. Next up, we have Nico Hart with Alien Isolation, 20% CC only, which we'll be going over to in about 10 minutes. So we're going to put the interval back on. Don't forget, we are obviously raising funds for EveryoneCan, and if you do want to go and donate, go to the Tiltify link. It's now down in the panels. I have updated that for you guys. So go and check out the panels, go and donate to the amazing cause. They're a fantastic charity based in Manchester, UK. They help disabled kids get into gaming. So I'm going to go over to the interval now, and have you got any last words you'd like to say? Anything at all?
I don't have any idea. I would like to make a joke, and after that I would like to make a shout out, but I already shout out all of the community, so anyway, see you later for the Fury speedruns.
Hey, thank you very much. See you soon.
See you.